Hello, good evening. This is Card Creating with Jean. It's Tuesday night and it's time to stamp. My name is Jean Ducro and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I live in McFarland, Wisconsin, which is close to Madison, close to the capital of our state. And we are looking at maybe getting a little bit of rain here pretty soon. There were some storms coming in, not too bad, just thunderstorms. And but Thursday we're supposed to get some really bad weather. But hopefully you will all be safe. So I spent the morning out in my garden. Hi, Nancy. Glad you could join us tonight. Did a little weeding this morning until my back said enough. And it's amazing the muscles you don't use for a while, and then when you start weeding, those muscles say ouch. So I could not wait to get inside to where I could take some ibuprofen, or some Tylenol actually is what I took. So I feel a little bit better, but it was not good when I first came in. But it was good to get all my plants planted yesterday, even the seeds in the ground. I think that's the first time I've ever gotten absolutely everything in the ground. There usually is just one thing that I don't quite get in, and it ends up croaking in the little pot that I bought it in. But this time I was good. I got everything in and got a little bit of weeding done yesterday while I was doing some planting, and so that made this morning's go a little bit faster. So I just have a little bit left to do. Hi, Rhonda. Thank you for joining. I have one large garden in the backyard that hasn't been done yet, the whole thing. I've done the little parts of it, but I don't think I would have to spend too much time out there to finish it all up. Thank you for sharing, Rhonda. I really appreciate that. So it's good. It was good to come in, have lunch, and come downstairs and to my craft studio and start creating. And I had some fun this afternoon. So I'm anxious to show you what I've made and what we will make together. So I thought I would quickly go over to the list of not orderable, just to give you a heads up in case there is anything that you were looking at getting out of the new catalog. And that's all I'm going to be mentioning is new catalog items. Let me see. The Damask Designs embossing folder will be in on May 19th. I didn't even realize that was out. I just ordered it earlier this week and I didn't realize it was on low inventory, but it is coming to me. At least as far as I know it is. Turtle Textures embossing folder. The 1 7/8 circle punch, and the mini corrugated 3D embossing folder. That's one I've been kind of interested in. I'm sorry, I didn't give you the dates. The Turtle Textures embossing folder, May 19th. The 1 7/8 circle punch, May 26th. The mini corrugated embossing folder, May 19th. So because of those items being on coming in later, we've got, let's see, trying to see which, the beautiful gallery suite then would not be available till May 19th. You can order the items individually, it's just that one item is not available, and I think that's the embossing folder. The Turtley Cute Suite, if you're interested in that, that'll be back in complete on May 19th. And the Silly Safari Bundle, that's the one that has the 1 7/8 inch punch with it. That one will be the week of May 26th. But again, like I said, you can order them individually. Let's see. I think that is it. Everything else looks good so far in the catalog. All the colors, the new colors are available, and nothing that shows that it's on low inventory. So I think we're good. So I'm going to get back over into my Facebook feed so I can see all of your responses and your, oops, Come on. Oh my goodness. There. That's what I wanted. Ooh. I don't think I have the volume turned down. Ooh, I didn't. Okay. There we go. Now I've got the comments up. Good. So hopefully you all had a wonderful Mother's Day. I had a nice day. My husband and I went for a really nice walk after we went to church, and had got some nice cards from my kids and nice well wishes via email or Facebook or Messenger or whatever. And then my daughter-in-law came over with a little plant for me, which was really cute, and a balloon. So I love those balloons. The see how long it's going to last. It's not one of those. It's one of those metal ones. Is that Mylar, I think? I've been known to have them last until like 4th of July and later. So we'll see how long this one goes. It's always kind of comical. So I don't know if I have anything else that I need to tell you about before I flip the camera down. So I think oh, yes I do. What a dope. I've got it sitting right here too, the classes that I'm offering. So the On the Pier and the Scenic Adventure class is coming up for May 18th. All classes are $30, which includes shipping. Let's see, you get 8 cards of 4 different designs, so 2 of each design. If you wish to get the stamp sets to go along with them, On the Pier stamp set is $23. The Scenic Adventure stamp set is $24. Or if you wanted to get the Scenic Adventures bundle, which includes the dies, that's $49.50. I would order those so that you could receive them without paying tax and shipping. So I would take care of that. On June 8th, Celebratory Sips, and that's a $30 class. If you wanted to get the stamp set only, that's $19 that would be added to that. Otherwise, the bundle is $41.25. And June 29th, I'll be doing the Florals in Bloom, and that's $30. The stamp set's $19 for this Pretty Floral set only, because that's one of those suites that's a double suite, or has a double set to it. And if you want the bundle of the Pretty Florals with its dies, that's $50.25. And if you could let me know probably 4 days at least before, so that I can get the paper cut for it and get it sent out to you. If you needed the stamp sets or anything like that, I need to know ahead of time. So I think now that's it. So I'll flip the camera and we'll be off and running here. Oop. There we go. Oop. I hit something and whoops. Adjust the light and the whole thing flops down. I'm going to bring this down a little bit closer. So these are the 2 cards that we made the other day on Saturday night. Our faux root beer and our glass of wine. Both of them are birthday cards. So let's see who's going to win this one tonight. And you can choose. And it's Carol Frumstead. So I'll have to, maybe she'll pop on in a little bit. Maybe I should be doing these drawings at the end. I feel like by the time we get to the end, more people are on. So we'll see. I'll have to think about that. Maybe it would make more sense. So one thing I wanted to talk to you about is the Secret Sea ink pads that they're not able to sell because the ink reacts to the foam that they use in the foam pads. So I heard from one other person, and I thought it was a great idea, so I'm going to do that. If you order the refill ink and you buy a pad that is felt pad, like the old pads that we use, and I went ahead and ordered one off of Amazon, so I've got one here ready to go as soon as my ink arrives. I just ordered it the other day. And I'm really looking forward to using that ink. I like the color very much in the paper, and I've got the blending pen ordered right now, and it should be in, I think, by the end of this week, if not the beginning of next. So I'll have that we'll be able to use, and you'll be able to see what that looks like. But I'm anxious to get the be able to use the actual ink. I just think it's a pretty color, and it would be nice to use for brushing on color for skies and stuff. So this was, again, off of Amazon. I think it was like $6, $6.98. So it's a nice thick pad too, if you can see it. So I'm looking forward to giving it a try. So I ordered 2 new sets that weren't available in the pre-order. And the first one that I said I needed for the first class that I'm offering is the Peaceful Pier. And that's this one. I love the sentiment, somebody knows, somebody cares, your name is whispered in somebody's prayers. I think that's just a beautiful sentiment. And this is a $1 million sales achiever, Kathleen Chapman. This is her design. This does not come with dies. So this is the set. I am going to feature this one on Saturday night. So I have some time to play with it. And I'm hoping that I'm going to try doing some watercoloring with it. I think the watercoloring would look really nice with this. And I'm not sure about, I don't think the little boy is going to go on the pier because the pier is too small. You would normally fish off the end of the pier. And as you can see, the little boy is a little bit big, so he's going to have to be on the shore. But I love the fish and how realistic they look, actually. And I love this tree, gathering of trees. And then the little bits of spritz of grass that you can put around as well. So I'm looking forward to playing with that one. The other one that I got was this Coneflower Celebrations, and that's the one I wanted to work with tonight. So I made one card immediately. We're not going to make that one. I'm going to show that one to you, and I've got another card we're going to make and something else that we're going to make with this. But this is really a cool set. Now I've got some of the parts and pieces are out because I was using it. So some of the stamps, the flower is really large. So, and then you've got a die cut flower, and then you've got this that die cuts, and it's scored here in the center so you can flip it over. And then the leaves are really nice. You can do a solid leaf, or you can do the leaf that's cut out. And this would go over the top of that. And there's a nice butterfly. So, otherwise you can just stamp the leaves as well. All right, let's get started. And I thought it would be fun to use the strawberry slush. I don't think I'd made anything using the strawberry slush cardstock. So that's going to be our base. And I'm using an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock scored at 4 1/4. Ooh, not all the way center there. There. Just a tinge. We will also be using the In Color flat pearls. Love these. And get my sample out here. This is going to go on the front. This goes on the inside, so I'm just going to tuck it in. Alright, I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with the front. I went ahead and die cut everything that needed to be cut, just to save a little bit on time. Get everything out here. Come on. Okay, everything's out. So the front we're actually going to emboss with the plaid pattern, and we're going to do it on an angle so that it's not horizontal and diagonal, or horizontal and what's the other? I'm having a senior moment. We're going to put the paper in here on an angle here. So, but first I want to take my brush that has a little bit of the strawberry slush on it, and I just want to put a little bit on here before we go ahead and run it through, because I want it to be even. And this is just going to be kind of like a shadow for where the flower, the head of the flower goes. Oh, and I see I got a little schmutz there. Well, there's two sides to the cardstock, isn't there? I don't know where that came from. My squeaky desk. Trying to hold it still. Okay, got it. All right. So I am going to put this in. Just want it so that both edges are in completely. So it's just going to be a slight angle. And I've got my machine already set up. So this is a 3D embossing folder, so it just has the number 1 and the number 4 that goes over the top. I'm going to have to move this over because once it shoots out the other side, there wasn't enough room there. All right. Very good. Now, the one bit of stamping that we're going to have to do is the stem. And then we have to die cut that out. And I'm using Old Olive on Old Olive. You know what? I realized I never gave you the dimensions of that white cardstock. It's 1/8 of an inch smaller. So it's 5 and what would it be? 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Just like that. Okay. Get this open so it's ready to go. Okay. And I am going to actually bring up my little mini let's cover this up. All right. I always have trouble getting this to line up and then get the cover over the top of it the right way so that it'll feed through. Where the big one, I don't have any trouble. It just goes. It's been a while since I've used this one. It might be off just a smidge on that other end, but I think it'll be okay. Oh, I wonder where that little guy came from. Must have been on the bottom of my mini. Okay. Actually, it turned out fairly good. Okay. Now, we've got our stem. We've got our leaves. I cut out the center of the flower. And we have our flower here. And I cut one of these. It has the score line. And I cut out two of the other flowers. We're going to kind of stack them onto here. First, we are going to take the strawberry slush and we are going to stamp this just to give it a little more definition so you can tell that it's a flower. My stamp is brown because I used the saddle brown, I think it's called. What is it? Stays on. I hate using it on the clear stamps because of how it stains and the process you have to go to try to clean them. I try not to do that if I can help it. This lines up fairly nicely. Hopefully my head's not in the way. No, it's not. And there you go. Easy peasy. And that's going to go like so. And then I can actually, I'm going to take some of the strawberry slush and just put a little bit on the upper part here, just to darken it just a little bit. I feel like I'm in a shadow here. There, that might be a little bit better. And then just a tiny bit on the tips. Maybe I'd be doing better if I was using a sponge dauber. Why don't I do that? I've got one here, I think. White. All right. Strawberry slush. Let's try that. Kind of like a little bit darker. There we go. That's darker. That's the ticket. When you cut these out, I would recommend, if you get this set, that you go ahead and use a dryer sheet on this die. This is such a narrow little spot here. If you can see on the end, this, because this is all open, is very easy to break on both sides. So you want to be able to get it out of the die because it will stay in the die once you cut it. And if you use the dryer sheet on it ahead of time, it will help release it so that you don't have a problem. out of the way for now. Let's do a little gluing. Spread that out a little bit. I'm just going to glue the top. And I do not mind if they aren't lined up exact. Well, it's got to be more exact than that. Wow. Talk about going for a ride there. Okay, there we go. And I want that extra thickness there, so that's why I did an extra die cut of that. And then this is going to go over the top of this one. Let's see, I got to line that one up. With the dryer sheets, Nancy, oh, I'll show you. This one die, and if you have a die that has a lot of detail on it like this, sometimes it does not want to release after you've run it through your die cut machine. And because this is so close to the edge, the first time I did it, I couldn't get it out, and then I couldn't get it out without this breaking off. So I had these two on each side that were broken off, and I had to try to glue them back together. So by taking the dryer sheet and just rubbing it in here, the residue in the dryer sheet, can't talk tonight, comes off, and it makes it so that the paper will release a lot easier. It won't hang on to it. And you know, every probably 3 or 4 times you use it, you might have to put the dryer sheet on there again and just rub it and get that residue to go on to the die. Okay, and these cut so that they have the little edges. You can pop them out if you want. The only thing is, it makes it a little more trickier when you're going to apply the glue. So I think for this, I'm going to use my tape runner, my seal. If I can get it started, there we go. Because when I used the green mono adhesive, it wanted to ooze through. We don't want any oozing. So this is going to go up here. Well, you don't see that pink very well, do you? We've got our stem. I'm going to close this up just for the time being. We'll glue our leaves together. And they do give you some space here for putting just a little bit of glue on, which is nice. I will put it on and let it sit for just a little bit so it doesn't ooze out. That's no fun. All right. Oh, why don't I will put this on. There's a little bit much there on the glue. There. Well, the stem is plenty long. I like the shape of these leaves. They're quite nice. I'm using old olive and mossy meadow. Mossy meadow, that's right, isn't it? Yes. Meadow didn't seem right to me at first. Alright. Helps if you have the leaf go in the right direction. Glad I hadn't set it down on there. Got glue here and there on my... Okay. Oh, that didn't stay. So I'll put probably one over here. Don't have the flower adhered yet because we have to make a decision on it. I want to feel how thick that is. Whether or not we want to put anything, any dimensionals in here to make it stick up further. I don't know. This is awfully tall. I think not. I think not. I'll just glue it down. If you were going to be handing this to somebody, then I would say go for it. But if you're mailing it, you'd have to probably put on some extra postage for it. Got all these little schnibbly things. All right. Oh. I do like this plaid embossing folder, and I never thought about doing it on an angle, but it is one of the examples that is with the set if you look for it in the book, I think. Well, online it was one of the, they had used the, is that straight? I guess it is. They had used that embossing folder with it, and I thought, ooh, that looks slick. And I like the shape of the leaf because it makes it conducive for just setting it right next to it, the stem. Sometimes they don't line up exactly right, but this one does quite nicely. Oh, get in there. Stuck on one of the ridges. And then if you wanted to kind of curl these up a little bit. And when I looked in the catalog at the example they had made, I thought, I was trying to count how many layers I was seeing, and I thought I could see that there was 4 layers. So that's why I cut 2. I thought, well, let's be as accurate as possible. Okay, now we need a sentiment, don't we? I thought we would do, use the sentiments from the set, and we're going to go with Happy Belated Birthday. Now, I thought I had a piece of paper in there for that. Oh, it was laying on the side. And I'm just going to stamp it on, what size is this? 1/2 inch? No. 5/8. 5/8 of an inch. Just a scrap that I had. My scrap thing is so full. I just wish I could get it down. Oh, let's go down here. I did end up having to take a spoon. Let's bring it back a little bit. And move the ink down because it was making the words blotchy or thick. They weren't nice looking. I need to do that on the other ones as well. Oh, I gotta do the inside. I'm just going to cut this close. And we will cut. No, maybe we'll go in on, where's my scissors? Here it is. We'll go in. I haven't done one of these in ages. I always forget to do them. And this is just going to go down here. How's that for easy? And this we could pop up with dimensionals. Alright, where did they go? I had them right here. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Put that away. There they are. They slid underneath my glass mat. I suspected. Thanks, Rhonda. Hey, Carol, you won tonight. Yay, you. All right, now for the inside. I wanted to put more than just the sentiment inside, which is, I'm sorry, I missed your special day. Let's extend the celebration. I like that. Because every once in a while you forget to send a card to somebody. So I thought we would grab our flower again. Let's see, I gotta stop and think. Okay, it's this one. Just gonna do half of it, and I'm going to stamp off, I think, yeah, just once I need to stamp off. Oh, and I need this. You can see the mess I made making my sample earlier. And we're just going to bring this in, so just a smidge of it shows. At the top, like so. And then we're going to do the sentiment full strength. Get rid of that. Hopefully right side up. Like so. And we're going to put that on the inside. We'll put some embellishments on it. And we're good to go. I just thought this set was so pretty. I didn't realize that the flower head was going to be so big. That surprised me when I opened up the box. I went, whoa! That's bigger than I thought it was going to be. Okay, and we're going to use, I can get them out. There we go. The strawberry slush. it over so it's not on the rib. And we'll put one down here. And we are done with card number 1. And I'll show you my sample. Very similar. But it was like trial and error. Because when I first put it together, I had not stamped this underneath. And then I realized from the picture that it had been actually stamped. So I took it apart and stamped it so that we could do that. Get it right. But yeah, I like this one. And if you wanted to sit here and tease out those little guys, you certainly can. Just to give it a little extra dimensional. Okay, next card actually isn't really a card. Well, kind of, I guess. Get that out of the way. And we're going to use different sentiments, so let me get those out of the way. We are going to use Early Espresso to stamp our image of our flower. We are going to use the Happy Birthday, the little tiny Happy Birthday from the, what is it, that Spring Corners set, this one right here. And then for the inside, it's going to say, Make a Wish, which is from our birthday celebration set. And we are going to make like a gift tag using these. So, just going to go ahead and kind of fold this. Get all my little parts and pieces out here. I have enough to make 2. We'll have to see how the time goes. First, we are going to stamp our flower directly onto this. I can't tell you how many times I've had a gift and maybe not wanted to give them a whole card, you know, just maybe a gift tag would be nice. And I thought, ooh, hey, I think we could do that with this. I think this would be a good idea. Oh, that's not the right way. This is the way. Yes, no, maybe so. Can't tell you how many times I... There it is. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do the other one right away. Is that this right way? Yeah, good. Then I can put this brown away. So, the first one I got done, I used the Stampin' Blend markers. And I wasn't too sure about it because you know how it is when you use the Stampin' Blend markers, it bleeds through. So then I tried one using the regular markers, the watercolor markers. I gotta look at Stampin' Right markers. And you know, those don't lend themselves well to doing any blending, really. I am using light pecan pie. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the other end. Oh, I didn't get a very good image there, did I? Nuts. Oh, well. I think it will still be okay. I like the contrast of the Early Espresso ink with the pretty pecan. Or pecan pie, excuse me. Pretty pecan. As soon as I said it, that was wrong. Where did I get that name? I was doing both at the same time, right? And I chose two colors that I thought would be kind of fun to do this in. One is Timid Tiger. And the other one is, can't remember. Oh, Petunia Pop, which I thought would be kind of cool. Okay, I'm just going to take some of the dark and just a little bit of dark. Just to give it some shading. I've even seen some of them done. I looked online last night at Coneflowers, and they even show some that have like a little bit of yellow almost on the very tips of these. They're not seedy. They're like they're. Oops, that's not closed. They're like they're fuzzy almost. Okay. Ta-ta and ta-ta. We'll do our Timid Tiger first. And this one I'm going to definitely use the other end. I like this color very much. I'm purposely not doing it solid. I just think it gives it more of the look of a watercolor. I think I've mentioned that before. Okay, and now I'm going to go in here with this, and we're going to make this a little bit darker up here. And I'm just going to kind of follow the artist's lines on these petals. And this one that's underneath, I'm going to darken that up. And this one is going to be a little bit darker too. Let's see. Let's do this one. There. That's pretty easy, isn't it? I think I'm going to have a bunch of these ready to rock and roll. So now, you see you get that. So I have an idea of what we can do for that. But let me just color this one quickly. Ooh, this is a pretty color. And when I looked up coneflowers, it showed all the different colors they come in. Oh my gosh, it was really pretty. I thought, oh, I kind of wish these were a little bit smaller so you could put more than one on a page, but oh well, that's the way it is. I don't know if they've ever had a stamp that's been like a coneflower like this before, but I sure like this. to tell that this was missed down here once I get done putting these lines in. Now I just might see if I can get this to blend in just a little bit. I like how stark that is. See how that lightens up. Okay, so far so good. Let's see, I'm going to need Timid Tiger and Petunia Pop. All right. So what I did was I cut another one of these out. And we are just going to figure out which way this goes. And we're going to glue this on the back side so that it doesn't show. And I'm going to cut just a little bit more off the top here so that you can open the card freely. So it'll go in here just like that, and no one will be the wiser that that ink has come through. There we go. And there it is. And I like this because you can still make it stand up, which I think is so cool. Okay, this one really has to get a bit cut off. Goes this one. Yep. Like so. All right, now we need our sentiments on there. I'm going to do the happy birthday on this little piece that is 1/4 of an inch. Just fits. Ta-da. And we'll do the Petunia Pop at the other end. Just making sure that I was on the screen. I get so involved with doing this and I completely forget to look and make sure that I'm still on screen. Okay, that's going to be the front, and these are going on the inside. Make a wish. And it fits perfectly. With just enough room for you to add your name. You could always put more of a greeting up there if you needed to. But if it's going along with a gift, not so much. All right, I'll get this closed up. Put it in the right way so the name is out, not in. There we go. Yeah. That one needs to have the ink moved on, and I can see how the lettering is. Oh, and I made a schmutz. Doggone it. And there's nothing big enough to put over that. Well, let me just finish this. I might be taking that apart. We are just going to glue this on the front. And this one's schmutzless. Alright, let me get some bling. And I'm gonna put a cord on it. Just so that if you had a bow on a package that you could attach it to the bow. I'm just going to turn this around so that the knot is on the inside. There. Stuff is so curly. Come on. There we go. All right, then some bling. So on the purple one, this is the In Color Gems. I take a purple one up here in the corner, and we're just going to put it right there, just one. And on the other one, we'll do the same thing with the In Color Gems. We'll take the center one. There. And there you have it. A couple of, gift tags. I think they look pretty nice, with the exception of, I'll show you the two that I made. I used, we can actually could put some of the Winkostella on. I put Winkostella on both of these. This one I made with the Write markers. So this is Cajun Craze, the darker, and Pumpkin Pie is what I used. And this one is where I figured out I could just add another layer. And I used Blackberry Bliss Stampin' Blends. So they were fun. I do love this color. This is really nice with that. All right, let me get the other back out here, and I'll show you the other card that I made. Just on a whim last night, quickly, when I came downstairs, I was tired and didn't know what I was going to do. This is the card that I made last night. I just stamped it right over the top of the DSP, which is the Thoughtful Journey DSP. This one. The opposite side, the alternate side is always those really pretty, like, almost looks like alcohol inks that have been blended, is what it looks like to me. So I love this little butterfly. I'll be using that one a little bit more with some of the ones that we make going forward. But that's what I've got for you tonight. And let's see, I need to get, where's the cards? From the, there we go. So Carol is on, right? Did I see her? Yep, Carol. You won the drawing. And I need you to make a choice. We have this one. They're both birthday cards. And this is the faux root beer that we made. So happy birthday. It's your day. Let's celebrate our happy birthday. And to somebody we're celebrating every single day. Your choice. I'm glad you like the gift tags, Nancy. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Lori. The watermelon coneflower? What's the watermelon coneflower? Is it the color? I'm gonna have to Google that when we get off to see what that is. I know I've seen some that were green even, and I thought, ooh, that would be cool. But when I was trying to choose the colors tonight, I thought, well, one of them really should be one of the in colors. And I thought, well, then maybe I should do an in color from last year, too. So, your root beer. Okay, I'll send you the root beer. Glad to do that. Very good. Well, thank you all. Have a great evening. I'm going to start working on the class for next Saturday. But I will be doing some playing around with this one. I think this is going to be fun. And we'll see what I can cook up for next Saturday night. So I want you all to have a good night. And if you're in Wisconsin, I hope you stay safe from the storms tomorrow or Thursday. And you don't have any damage. That's the big thing. No damage. So, anyway, have a good night, and I'll see ya. Bye-bye.